Good morning. Sorry, I knew I said 10 a.m. You can't wake up in the morning looking as good as I do without a little extra beauty rest, quite frankly. So that's what's going on. Apologies, but we'll still get a stram in as we do. So that's the important thing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Final Fantasy 14. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. I need to get back on in to the proper swing of things. Every time I go live, sort of it's just a good morning. It's a forget you have a coffee for 26 minutes and. But before you know it, then it's cold, and then you're whining about something, and you're telling everybody about, the time of day in Europe and its association with an alcoholic beverage, perhaps. It all makes sense, people. It all makes sense. But we are heading. I don't even have a quest. That's how ballin' we currently are. I mean, we have a Sweet Sorrows quest. To get working there, but the main quest of the road less traveled, that's where we need to go in Coerthas. I'm probably still butchering that one. So heading on over into Camp Dragonhead would be our best guess. I'm trying to figure, did I go here for a reason? Maybe. I don't know. Regardless, we will go to Camp Dragonhead once more. Hey there, Y2Cloud. How are you? Did you pick up the expansion so you can be the Gunbreaker? I'm trying to think of what else one can be if one wants to be a Gunbreaker, if you will. Yeah, I'm certainly, as I sort of said to you, I'm sort of with you on, as much as I'm sure you want the, as much as you want the expansion. If you're currently playing on the free trial, it's a tough one because you're literally giving that up. If you choose to what I want to. If I need to be this, they're gonna make you pay. I mean, that's how communism works. I'm sure. No, not communism. That's how they get you. You want to do something that's out of the scope of the free trial. They are certainly going to get their dollar due. So there's that. But maybe just whet your appetite with something. Jordan starting early? That's crazy talk. It is. Look. Yet again, it's one of those things of where, I feel great and fine before I go into work. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll start at 10 a.m. right?
Oh, you stepped on my pants.
And then, at about I not that it would have mattered. But 2 a.m. rolls around while I'm at work, and I'm just like, motherfucker, I am not going to be able to get up in 3 hours. Because also, I didn't get home, what day of the week is it? Thursday morning, I got home, from work at, 5:30. So I was able to, get into bed a little bit earlier, but then this morning I didn't get home till 6:15, and and then fed the cats and talked with them for a couple minutes, and before you know it, it's 6:30, and then I'm like, I remember the alarm going off at 9:45, and I think with all of my hatred possible, I had to fight to not yeet my phone like Jey Uso would across the room. Yeah. But yeah, more progress as we speak with Now I'm gonna nail this. Moon Brida. Not Moen. Not like the sink company or the faucet company. Not that. We'll get there. Hi! You remain unconvinced that I have sustained a head injury. Probably. I probably sustained I personally have sustained many head injuries in my own end. Moon Brida. What did I say? Moon Brida. Why can't it be Bry? Bry. You know, and then it turns into another clip. That's great. Except, I mean, if you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. And before that, you'd best pay a visit to White Broom Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That or busy playing politics with the Ishgaudians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you soon. I had to come all the way here, just to have a. Oh my God, my man! You got Mario RPG yesterday for the Switch. Well, that's good. And we're calling down and driving toward a car that's flying in the water. I go, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Mario RPG. This is very slow driving, but you know, we're just out to we're having a good time. I got a little time to kill. You want new gear? I mean, I would love new gear. Look at that gentleman. He's just mean mugging me. How dare you? Don't do that. Don't do such a thing. Yeah, I guess I should get it out. I'm going to the in-laws this weekend. So the wife, of course, also messaged me this morning, telling me all the things that she would like me to have done before I have to go and pick everybody up, which is, you know, lovely. So I'm gonna probably be able to go till about 1:30, maybe one, just so I don't have to murder myself. Got a little fat cat following me. It's fantastic. I mean, I'll never turn down gear. And remember what I told you. Wolfslayer. Remember what I told you. I want to be fully clothed. I don't want anybody to be able to see a tit or a tat. You know, okay? I want us to be crystal on this. Okay? Crystal. Okay? Not a speck of skin. I don't want freebies like this going out anymore. Okay? This is like going to the strip club and sitting at Pervert's Row and not throwing a hot toonie. Okay? Making someone do the work and having to get up there and grab their dollar a due with their vacuum vagina. You know? So I had to mute you right as you answer my question. Do you want gear for any other classes? Ooh. Why did you have to mute me? I need to know that for. Did you think that I was going to say something inappropriate, or did I say something inappropriate and then you're like, Jesus Christ, I'm on a call, Jordan? Oh. Okay. Because Mrs. Biscuits needed to talk in the meeting. You picked the perfect day to play because I have a meeting I'm currently in and absolutely nothing going on to just add me to the party whenever you need. Okay, well that's good. Good. I wouldn't mind paladin gear, to be honest. I think you said the last time that all I really needed was a weapon and a shield, a sword and a shield if you shall, but I mean, I have the stripper high boots going on right now. So when you get a chance, let me know what level your paladin is, and I'll make you I appreciate that. There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for all of us when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Now, I am remembering, we just came off of defeating Shiva. Now, that's Shiva. And we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration. and one for which we have Bastion to thank. Yes, right. I mean, of course, Sir Hummer. I mean, we should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat. The heretics have been routed. Aye, as a matter of the Ice Heart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will have them safely going to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it that these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from House 410 caravan? Less the crystals, which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Oh, and on a related note, Bastion, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? Just not for my benefit. A certain lord was more distressed when he learned the intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took more than a half-dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Sure, I'll shrug it off and try, why not? Men, give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways, pray to not less think of them. I want to say, just the stabbing of May I May Not Know. Hey, look at that sexy dude. Dude looks like a lady. Bow, bow. Dude looks like a lady. Bow, bow. I am a level 45. Call it 46 paladin. Yeet. Oh, Mr. Cloud, you're currently watching much more wrestling than I have ever been able to keep up with. I was able to watch Backlash. Not too bad of a PLE, if I do say so myself. But how come Jey Uso is getting people with the phone light? What's the dealio with that? Oh god. I've gotta fly higher. Am I gonna make it? Ow. Jesus. It was pretty mad. The crowd was a good part of it. Now they're trying to make it a thing. Yeah, the Americans will never be able to do what the Europeans are doing there. Jey Uso is all entrance. Yeah. I'm starting to figure, do people not know that? He's not the greatest single wrestler, but I guess. Yeah, was there just, correct me if I was wrong, 4 matches at Backlash? It was good, but I was like, that's it? That's it? 5 matches. Yeah, maybe I missed one. What were you thinking, Bastion? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow an early Sard Slayer? I mean, full well that she has sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyways? And then, engaging the abomination in mortal combat. Mortal combat! By the fury, Bastion, it is the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages, that I have been there to fight by your side. And yet, I was forced to wait here, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Amric wished you having words with you and Master Alphanode in private. He awaits for us in the intercessory. They were trying to do the Jey Uso at a Cavs game, and most didn't know what the heck to do. Yeah, he's not like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Undertaker level of people are supposed to know who he is. I don't know. They shouldn't be shocked at that, I guess. Are we going outside? Oh, I think he's over here in this other secret building. Oh, not even close. Not even close. All right, greetings. I'll show you on into the intercessory. Is this where all the intersexing goes? Maybe. Please be talking. Please be talking.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment.
27 missions until you get to the first expansion, but you also need to do 3 full party dungeons. Those took me a bit to do the quest line for those. I mean, yeah, of all things, generally what I've been finding, obviously, is the quest lines to get into something will be the eating up the time. But obviously, getting and doing a party, not waiting and anything, and having a good group of people, no, that's not it. That sounds like the possibility of 2 to 3
which is why
streams, probably, depending on how quickly we go. Like I said, I can't play super long today, but at least a couple hours.
You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose.
Which means no ranting, people. You can't get me stuck in rants, okay?
And
otherwise, we'll be in ARR forever.
To change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's
I've been seeing some of the work in progress of the Dawn Trail graphical update. After they've sort of gone back after a few complaints from the previous benchmark. It is starting to look really, really good. And apparently all of the work that they've been doing is just almost coming down to just like the lighting and the lighting engine, I guess.
Samaric, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
It's amazing what like a few good shadows and whatnot can really do to a character and their gear. And I'm sure they're upping, you know, like we've already said, like, you know, everything looks really cool here, but you know, in retrospect of like, I'm sure if we got a little bit more of a close up to Alpha Nodes or Imeric's you know, armor, you know, it would look a little, you know, a little rough.
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
So this is a touch awkward. You'd get an entirely new gear refresh once you hit level 46 Paladin, so I'm just going to make you a level 46 set. You're really cool. Yeah, that's more than fine. I appreciate that. You watched a video yesterday that was 21 minutes on all the jobs and their actions, like just from the Dawn Trail. And I'm relatively interested in the oh god, there's the 2 new classes. There's the Viper. I'm not really overly interested in that one, but then there's what's the painter one called?
But of course, you sought an excuse
It
to
does look
compensate us from the
like
first.
fun.
Mindful of what
Pictomancer.
would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies.
Yeah, Pictomancer apparently.
Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Oh, relax, lady. You're not gonna do anything.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. Because I swiftly learnt to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial.
Ran into a level
arrangement,
90
yet
monk
one
yesterday. It
born
looked like
of
a bit of a
necessity.
hippie.
The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics
Is that what you plan to be later on in life? A hippie?
We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our
Whether it's in
endurance.
real life or in game. It's up to you.
Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions,
Oh, it's fucking
Ishgard
warm
are
in
wont to render up their
apartment.
trust to outsiders.
Not really. I may go back to ninja.
But with perseverance,
You're going to leave my stream and go watch Ninja play Fortnite? That's what you're gonna do?
nevertheless, one must take care
Can't blame you.
when walking the
The
road
blue-
less traveled.
The blue-haired weirdos.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
One could argue that this little piece of clothing, a tube top, if you will, would that also classify as for all you Seinfeld fans, a bro or a manzier? I mean, it's, you know, it's not really for support. No, I don't really need one, nor me in real life or this strapped cat gentleman. But I hopped into Neo's stream the other night. He's in Stormblood, so definitely don't watch his Final Fantasy 14 streams. You'll get mega. I have been very careful. Unfortunately, my schedules haven't really worked out to catch his streams for numerous reasons. Because he's well ahead of me in stuff, or he's playing something that I plan to play. Like especially like, you know, he's long past like Reverie, and he'll soon be probably playing the next Trails game into Daybreak. So like I just sort of like, you know, I pop in, I say hi if I'm available to, but yeah, unfortunately, it's always a very awkward thing. That sort of sucks when you like someone's stream, but you can only lurk because of what they're playing, and you can't be spoiled. And you know, he's so nice of coming in here, you know, and throwing a really nice raid to little old me.
Not at all.
Truly
You
does.
spoke from the heart.
Never unnoticed. It's wonderful. Yeah, he's good people. He's good people. He's probably as good as some bald people can get, I think.
I trust you understand that at times my
And you know,
duty
and
prevent-
obviously now that I assume you're all done with Persona 3, when I do eventually get on into it and play Reload, you know,
on such occasions,
you can follow
my second in
along.
command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
Bring in the booze!
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap...
And it was so funny when Mrs. P got home yesterday and sees the broken glass. She's like, "You broke that one too?" I can't remember, but apparently that's the second one of those that I have broken. And then she proceeded to tell me again, she's like, do you know how hard those are to get at Christmas time? So obviously, like, the next one I'm going to have to get is going to have to be locked under lock and key or something. I'm going to have some type of small midget butler that goes and, strives to get it for me and hands it to me on a red pillow or something.
The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks.
After getting Super Mario RPG, I had $30 left over. Was going to get South Park Snow Day, but I was sold out. Instead, I got Stu Grayson's action figure because I'm seeing him Sunday. Oh, very nice. So you're going to get him to probably sign it if possible.
I cannot thank you enough.
He's not on AEW anymore, right?
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things.
He's independent, if you will.
Garlemald.
There aren't many whole Dark Order people left, is there? Like, I would assume Evil Uno is still around. I'm sorry to say, I don't know why. And then there's the short but really built guy. I can't remember. Is his name Johnny Silver or something?
Did I not tell you to have...
And -1. Is that who's all part of Dark Order? What is it? Is this Absinthe back here? John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Evil Uno. Yeah, I sort of feel like that's probably one of those things they are very unsure of what to do. Right? Like, I know Evil Uno did, I think, an AMA on the Squared Circle subreddit maybe a couple weeks ago. I have a weird feeling that, since Brody Lee's passing when he was part of, Dark Order, I don't think, like, if he was still alive in wrestling, I don't think the Dark Order would be a thing anymore. If I'm being completely honest. Like, they would have had the storyline to break that thing up, while he was a part of it, and then it hemorrhaged. And now that, like, he died unexpectedly while leading it, it's sort of like their weird thing of, like, because, like, his fucking son, is sometimes a part of it and shows up, and I really don't think they probably don't know what the fuck to do with that thing, unfortunately. Like, when in reality, it's probably best to just, get rid of it. That'd be if I was Tony Khan in between my coke bumping breaks, that's probably something I would plan to do. Oh, you don't want to pay Hornswoggle $20 to get a picture with him? You sure? Is he also wrestling still, or what? It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Isart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent and necessitates a complete reprisal of the primal threat, that and our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this reaches out into the Imperial ears. The Gaulian Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, and that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eosia that could summon primals, but for civilized peoples as well. My lingering objections to the Eosian campaign would vanish overnight. Where would we have continued with this Imperial Legion? We could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all of Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Bastard, it's better we continue this conversation in Mordana. Yeah, he's having a match. Yeah, Dark Order should have been done long. Lance, Archer, Uno, and Stu are all going to pay to meet. And now, and Lance Archer's still with them, right? Is he another one of those? Because it's funny now like everyone is going on about like I think like Ricky Starks. Again, all I'm getting this is from Reddit conversations and Twitter. So like Ricky Starks hasn't been seen on AEW television in forever. So everyone's just assumingly knowing that his contract must be up. Therefore, like he's probably going to WWE. So they're just like, don't let him get noticed for anything. So just like let him just die out quietly. Oh, I mean, I think he absolutely knows why he's not being used. I mean, he just doesn't want to say it, right? I think that's my guess. Same with like Wardlow. Like, is that guy completely, out to lunch as to why he's not really being used as much as he would probably like? Where are we going? The Rising Stones. Am I even close to this? Should probably just traveled there. Like everyone thinks like he's superly annoyed after Adam Copeland called him like the light version of The Rock, which I mean, there's no denying it. That's literally what he looks like, right? Like Ricky Starks is a half the size of The Rock and dresses exactly like he used to dress, right? Wardlow's still in the kingdom. He just stood there like the other day backstage while Ospreay talked about. I always felt like the thing with Wardlow, and again, you can't. It's sort of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil thing. I always thought he was very good as MGF's bodyguard, and those things always have to come to an end eventually. But I feel like they ended it too prematurely, right? Like. And now, of course, like he's just a big man who doesn't know what to say on the mic.
Cannot well express how glad
And Wardlow needs a Paul Heyman, right? Like that's what he needs, and he doesn't have it.
Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it.
I am ready.
Excellent. I shall summon the others.
And I also think, I believe, yesterday during some Dawn Trail talk, or maybe the day previous to that, we talked about this before, but I think it was confirmed yesterday by Yoshi P that there will be in Dawn Trail a very minor quest to get another Fantasia if you are unhappy of how your character looks in Dawn Trail. And what is wrong with MJF? Did he have, like, surgery or something? I assume so. Like, he had to lose the belt because he was hurt or something, right?
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility.
I really do think... And it, the more, it's so unfortunate because I really did like AEW, but the more I hear of everything ongoing with it, you think like how did it literally is turning into WCW. It literally is. It's like you have some of the greatest talent in the world, and yet for some apparent reason, you still for some reason let the elite talk for 45 minutes and do their thing of a 2-hour show. Right? Like, I'm not wrong. Like, that, again, I haven't seen a Dynamite in a long time, but I'm just going off of sort of like everyone's sort of going on about like everything going on, and like, they have the greatest roster possible, and nobody has time to do anything because of all of these little things, and that's not even mentioning, as much as I'm a fan of the elite and, and everyone around it, I haven't even you haven't even included like, Jericho, who needs to always put himself over every 5 seconds, right? Like it's all these things and you're like, oh my God, like this is terrible, right?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to like, with them changing a few people in the background. I think Tony Khan is starting to
let's not quibble over
surround himself
of more concern
with better business people as opposed to him making all of the decisions. I mean, Jim Cornette is not wrong.
Wielding the power of a primal.
It's all friends wrestling, right? And, you know, it certainly is rearing its ugly head once Tony Khan started signing those checks to anybody he can get. Like, I mean, to think that he has, and arguably in my opinion, and I know, you know, a couple of them are injured, but in my humble opinion, and I don't think this is much of a stretch, yeah, he's not a fan of Twinkle Toes, as he likes to call it, but AEW has, in my opinion, the 3 best wrestlers in Kenny Omega, Okada, and Ospreay. And when you have, like, I know Kenny's off, he's going to get surgery, he's going to be off for a while, but when you have that roster, it is WCW. He doesn't know what to do with it, right? Like, and that's unfortunate. He needs someone to sort of guide him to start taking advantage. I mean, to think, I mean, this is a man outside of everything before that had CM Punk, right? I mean, could you imagine he still had him?
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required.
Yeah, it was a fun 2 minutes, wasn't it, Biscuits?
Special?
It was.
What qualities this woman possesses,
okay.
I know not. But
I'm like a deer caught in the headlights. It's just, it's not possible. I feel like the cat, like, touched my, either I'm not, I don't know what's going on. I can't be fixing things on the fly now.
Secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
2025 does sound a little on the early side, Biscuits.
I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning.
Probably best to be conservative and say 2027.
The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
We're going home.
Yes, sir.
It's funny seeing yourself next to other dragoons in the story quests and makes him look like... Can I ask, maybe I'm completely forgetting the levels of something, but isn't there like an artifact, weapon, and gear? Like, I might have already got my artifact gear. Like, that might have been the level 45 gear of when you actually start to become a bard and, you know, you get the cool looking hat and all that jazz. Because I did see that there was, like, Dawn Trail artifact gear. So, obviously, this is gear that they've decided to go forward with the game. But I remember, wasn't there, like, a cool weapon that everyone could get, but they had to do something to do with a book or something?
Hear, feel, think. Heidelin speaks to her as well.
There's a weapon, but I need to craft a polearm and then fuse it with material. You might be thinking of relic weapons. Yes, that's it. Are those still things?
Blessed with the power of the echo, she will doubtless have used it to...
I remember doing that. And I remember it, like reading of stuff now, it's not work because they probably haven't changed it, right? It's something to do with a book. I remember having, like, I think you had to do a set amount of fates. You had to do a set amount of specific dungeons. You had to do you had to craft something or get materials for something, then give it to some guy who then does it, right? I just meant maybe to do it for something if I wanted to play on my own here and there, right? But I wouldn't even know, like, sort of where to start it. I'm more of, like, to have it for, like, my glamour type of stuff.
Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the echo which first set her on this path? She did say
know it'll be
that
painful.
guardians were blind to the truth.
And you have to do that for each class, right? Like, there's no, like, doing it once and then, like, they make it easy, right? Everyone, I think there's some book and everyone just has to fill out the book per their class, right?
Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her...
It's every single class. So a follow-up, is that just every ARR class? Like, do the new classes, like the Gunbreakers and everybody else have have a relic weapon, or was that just like the original?
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
It's funny, like I remember playing World of Warcraft and where they would have legendary weapons or legendary items. And I remember like everyone's take on it was like, you don't want to make those things easy, like even though like they might be 3, 4, 5 expansions behind, because you don't want to make something trivial that someone else back in the day worked so hard to get, right? And so I understand, like, as great as you can make it to be for everyone to be able to get something like that. Like if it took you like weeks to do, you wouldn't want people to just show up and be able to get that thing without having to put the effort in, right? But it still sucks that it's not. There would be ways, I'm sure, to make that go a little faster for people, because you know it's all old now.
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well founded.
Every expansion has a relic weapon for every class that exists when that expansion releases. So Ninja will have one relic weapon for every expansion, but Reaper would only have a relic weapon for Endwalker. He did the Dragoon weapon about a year ago, and I'd be pissed they made it. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a rite of passage if you want to do it. I still think even as old as it may be and as useless as the weapons are, like from a, say, a DPS or from a stat perspective, I'm assuming every single class's relic weapon from ARR looks cool, right? And so yeah, like, you wanted to have it, you get it. Now following is every relic weapon going forward in every expansion as stupidly hard and long as it is in ARR, or is it just, you know,
it would seem we have yet another reason.
Is it a little easier to do?
Keeper of the Lake.
Okay, so just ARR is the one that they went a little cuckoo about. But again, if you follow MMOs and you follow at the time of what this game was, that was filler content, right? Much like sort of like what we're doing now. We're past sort of the end boss of ARR, but you know, like it's like, oh shit, people bought this game. We need to give them more content. We need to have a new expansion. So now we have to. Well, we don't have time. So let's make a bunch of filler quests so that people can play the game still and not forget about it while we're making, you know, Heavensward type of thing. All right, that's good to hear. Though everyone besides Endwalker has its own painful challenges.
Iceheart, Shiva, Aslan.
As long as they aren't stupid of like,
I shudder
hopefully not throwing in some savage raids or something. You know, dungeons are okay, and to a lesser extent raids, I think, but nothing like overly too crazy, I would hope. Oh, we're going to get a level 50 weapon Corfa. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Miss Midgardsmer, but given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Did you hear that? Commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Sure thing. Ms. Gardsmer? I hate when she uses big words. She sounds like Ms. Biscuits. What's going on, you bunch of hooligans? Bastion, 'tis well you are on hand. We have a problem. Roe has escaped. It happened shortly after the immortal flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. His plan, she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Roe quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum. I'm certain of it. And with her fate in Eosia as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Rael's heels. Pray make haste to camp at Blue Frog and join the hunt. What? So in all of this, this was the woman that we arrested And she's already escaped, like, what, 3 quests ago? Come on. It's getting a little silly here. A little silly. That is not where I want to go. I want to find Camp Blue Frog. There it is. Midgard Stormer. Midgard Stormer. Midgard. We'll get there. I was showing a friend at work yesterday all of my Hilarity City videos. He was having a good roar. Oh, he was hilarious. He doesn't know I stream, so I sort of pointed him in the direction. And then he was just having a good laugh. My thanks for coming, Scion. I've spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roe walked through the camp not a bell ago. I walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Rolbon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that, but bad from Ra, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so, here we are. She must not be allowed to reach the Castrum Meridianum. Okay, so you're just assuming I'm going to stop her from doing so. You want me to stop doing this? Bunch of idiots. Do like me running every once in a while. Am I going the right or wrong way? Wrong way. Well, I am gonna need some drink soon. I'm just trying to decide. Do I want a beer right now? I mean, I'm probably gonna have a few bevs when I get to the in-laws, but it is. It certainly is. Reason Roe, if that's even how you would say her name, I do not know. Oh, did another dead guy? Are you kidding me? This wretch was with Roe. Threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't even blink when we cut him down. Not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. Goddamn harpy, queen of the harpies. No, I'm not queen of the harpies. Here's your crown, your majesty, queen of the harpies. With me, Scion. We almost have her. No one's gonna do like a proper burial for that guy, or is he just like sleeping? We have to arrest the hot girl. You want her alive. All right. Probably should get rid of the ones you know, with Medicus in their name, right? I need more Medicists. Medicists. You hide on me. Is her name what, the Razor? Is she gonna do the Razor's Edge or what? The Cohort Centurion. More reinforcements, eh? How do you not say that guy's name? The Cohort Hippopotamus, right? That's how that's said. If it's not, it should be. Hey. You love some of them. Look, the hippopotamus is attacking me. How dare he? Don't you know what's going to happen to you, sir or ma'am? The Deathclaw. We're going on here watching the OSW review, King of the Ring 1994 with Art Donovan. How much does this guy weigh? Yoko came out, Macho Man saying, I think there's something on your mind, Art. Oh, I missed that, man. Oh, you sound like you're healing people. I remember thinking, back in the day when I was an idiot, I remember thinking that Yokozuna was actually a Japanese sumo wrestler. That's how believable wrestling was back then. Little did I know that he was actually a Samoan and was, what, a cousin of The Rock? I mean, I think in wrestling, I think in the far end of it, I think everyone, it's sort of like, the 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon. I think everyone somehow, in some way, shape, or form, is somehow related to The Rock. Yeah, poor Gorilla Monsoon. I want them to be careful. I mean, I'm not attacking What's-Her-Face, but I mean, like, I don't want you to kill her. Because it looks like she might be living here. The Bowman. I mean, not that it's her or anything, but... We're in your debt. Did I do something? We're getting some good people coming in here. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Jesus Christ. I show how Yoko and Crush and the headstrings, as you can tell, 3/4 look related and the other one was just Crush. Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming you don't want me to kill the Razor girl, but like, I am not doing it on very easy. I mean, if I have to, I have to. But what on earth did I do wrong there? Or did somebody die that I was unaware of? It's a possibility. Like, it says that they want her alive, and then, I'm fairly certain it looked like someone murdered her. But they keep bringing more people. And... Wait, again, I'm not wrong. Eileen the Razor is the girl we want, right? So I don't know why these people are, like, killing her. What's the plan for the weekend, friends? No, don't attack them. You guys going out to paint the town red or anything like that? Something fun, something fancy? Alpha 1 Sunday, Blue Jays game on mañana. We have healers killed. I know. I've been trying to find who these healers are, and you're. Believe me, I am murdering them. Obviously, someone in my party is getting murdered here that I am unaware of. Die again. No! Come on, attack me. Cannot have this. Oh my god. Like, it is her, like, I'm worried about? Like, I do see a bunch of idiots trying to murder everybody. Oh god. Just attack me, please. I do not know what I'm doing wrong here. It's a quick one. You know, it's a quick one on that keyboard there. It's a quick one. I heard that you're going to meet up with Hornswoggle and sit on his lap, is what I was told. Okay, like, stop killing. Like, again, I don't understand this. What are you doing? Okay. So that just... That was a little silly. It's a non-lethal kill. Obviously, I missed something beforehand because obviously they didn't go and like kill her, but obviously someone in my party must have died. One of those actual lethal kills, I guess. Bind her and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, men. Back to the jail you go. Horny jail, if you will. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You a spoiled little lowling who has never known what he wants? People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think a god's given right to rule over others? You know not of our plight, the injustice that we low-born as guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I did to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I joined the flames. To hear you tell it, I would think you're the only person who have even suffered. In case you have forgotten, Rabon himself was born into poverty, as was I. We've lived hand to mouth, more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we born our lot life, nor did we begrudge others and their fortunes, and we accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw us, we took in the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? It's true, we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and it's true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. We will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. And boom goes the curriculum. Not so much of a hint of remorse. It is well with the sordid business is finally to an end. Our friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. I must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Rabon has chosen his.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business.
Right, I am getting a little warm here. I'm gonna go grab myself a bath. I'll be right back. Wolf's Lair, I love you. Favorite time of the day, my friend. Favorite time of the day. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Sure is. And so this guy looks like he's back in the halls of political theater. Teledagy Adelegebedebiji.
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is robust.
Is he talking on a cell phone?
What the brute might do. Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night.
What is he up to? How much does that guy weigh? Enough, probably.
You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
What are you up to?
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
What are you planning? I totally forgot about this part and what happens when we went this far, our old characters. I couldn't tell you. Obviously, fucking nothing good is coming of this. Maybe that's probably what I'm confusing is like, I just remember snow. So I was like associating like, you know, the Dragoon area with it or whatever. But Alphanode would like to ask us another favor for me. And look who's decided to show up. The Coral Man Mage. Captain Ilba and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Rolban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. Oh, and but one last task. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I'm aware that the Antecedent held Royal in high regard. For better or worse, we still want to know how the tale ends. Hello, friend. How are you? What are these three lovely little glowing things around you? What's keeping you busy here? Oh god, I almost spilled that one. And this is the problem. I break my Sapporo glass. Now my giant bomb glass doesn't hold the whole beer. Even though it's a pint glass, Sapporo is slightly more than a pint, a proper pint. All right, off I go. Unless you have something there for me, Coral. We're gonna go to the back to the Revenant's Toll. We did get to Ishgard, but I think we stopped after that. Okay. Well, the plan is not to certainly stop that now. Ooh, there's a... Oh, that's right, the triple triad match. All right. Well, it is good to know that regardless, I can't remember what happens. But it's good to know, like, you know, I'm officially caught up to where we were after so many years, quite literally. So.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent.
Ryu?
I know not what to say.
I was saying Roe. And Biscuits didn't decide to tell me I was wrong?
Together with Robon, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
We have an important announcement.
My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Hebrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Hebrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white iron?
Ew.
One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said.
You know how hard it was to get that one?
Any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create...
Who doesn't appreciate a good rub, right?
It would seem more research is in order.
Let me guess. You're gonna send the Warrior of Light to do this research.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
I think that's secret for having sex.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Why would they do it themselves? Right.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
Urianger is just like every man. Literally is not picking up on the signals from Miss Moon here. So she's like, God damn it, I gotta hit you with the horny stick. I gotta come to you. You have gear for me, we can meet up in Mordana. Okay, thank you, Wolfslayer.
While you were afield, Word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Someone just snap their fingers and make it go away?
Aye. Yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Asian involvement.
I do want to ask, like, I'll probably hop off just to be on the safe side around
Dark beings call the one true God.
1:30-ish. I know that sucks. So just let me know. Like, I would like to run something with you guys, whether it's a dungeon or just like a leveling roulette or whatever, just to whet our appetite. Because if there isn't going to be something I'm going to run into story-wise, at least I can say that we did something together at least.
We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
All right.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
Who are you?
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Meteor Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash.
It's like, I don't know if you guys have the... I think your American government got rid of the Chinese cell phone company. I'm trying to think. Like it's like it starts with an H. It's like it's pronounced Huawei or something like that, but like it doesn't even look close to like how it actually is. Like there's an R in that word, for goddamn navigate. I mean,
we believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Huayu?
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed.
Again with the Meteor Project.
Lack of a decisive means to...
You cannot be a villain in a Final Fantasy game and not try to summon a meteor to end all life.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
They make some of the very basic cable boxes as well for... Yeah, I don't think they're... It's funny, I think they're... I honestly think they are banned in the US. Because I think it was found out that, like, their phones and everything are, like, basically Chinese listening devices. But of course, here in Canada, I mean, let them carry on. Although I haven't seen much of them lately, so maybe they did block them here too. But of course, all of the stuff that they previously have made would still be around, obviously.
But there was one in Garlemald who...
Wait, yeah, it doesn't even make sense, right?
One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's...
I think, in all honesty, to be fair, I think everybody's phone is doing some, regardless of where it's from, it's going somewhere, right? You know, my Google phone is sending shit to Google of everything and anything I'm doing, just as much as the Weiwei phone was sending, you know, everything over to the Chinese of what you were doing. It doesn't matter. In the end, there's the almighty, you know, alien leaders that run the show, and they're getting all of the information. That's okay,
Man who
right?
outranks Van Belsar. He opposed the late Emperor's decision.
If Winnie the Pooh wants to know what my
this could only be
or you know what I'm up to every day, sure, let him know.
Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
Stated difference is that the info is going to the Chinese government as opposed to a privately owned company. My phone sends stuff to my watch. I'm sure both send it to Apple, who then so just think of it this way: who then sends it to the Chinese government? You know, Apple, Google, all of it doesn't matter. They're all sending it over to the Chinese, right?
But one of several...
Get rid of the middleman, I say.
We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction.
I mean, technically, in about 75 to 80 years, won't we all be Chinese anyways?
In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
I really like that turtle on that table. I mean, it looks like that if I was to put that turtle on my current dinner table, it would probably collapse under its weight, but you know. Yes, we are already unfortunately insert, you know.
7 hells. You mean to
little India joke there.
Triple. If you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as...
Right over poor Robon's head.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me.
No. But then that's the problem, right, Cloud? Is that, you know, I'm sure you've seen on social media, whether it's Reddit or Facebook, like there's no jobs for them, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on how you look at it. There's no housing for them. There's no nothing, and still the government still decides to just let them all in, right? Like everyone said, like there's no like you don't have to stop letting international students or let immigrants come over to Canada or any country for that matter, but you sort of have to go and take that step back and go. Sort of, we can't just let everybody in now. We're in many crises currently in our country. So, in order to fix those crises, you have to look at like, okay, well, how do we fix that? And so, you know, if currently we're in, you know, a doctor shortage, nurse shortage, housing crisis short. So, you know, obviously, that if I was in government, I would say like, okay, we can't just bring every single international person over, but hey, let's start bringing over, you know, the qualified doctors and nurses over. Let's start bringing in qualified home builders over. Let them come on over into the country and do their work, do their job, pay them well. And if they like it, they can live here. That's sort of like, I think how it should work, not just have the floodgates open and let them all come in, unfortunately, right? Like you want to, you know, and then once everything settles, then you open it up a little bit and you let the people who you know have to work their way back up, right? But only when the other one has been fixed. That's what you have to sort of do.
By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters.
I feel like a bomb is about to drop here.
Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, why you must be made to reveal whose it is.
I don't think she's gonna talk and say who she's been working for.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
Does Canada have their own thanks, Obama? We now have a thanks, Trudeau.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
I guess you truly, until you see someone like Alpha Node, who I would say is probably on the smaller side.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their...
Not overly short, just like, and comparing them the size of a Robon, like literal giants.
How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them?
Okay, so still has a growth spurt or two in them.
Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished!
Well, looks like it's... Your time is up, Teledigi Abadabadubaji.
One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
Just picture that you're the guard stationed to sit outside of there and you're like, didn't everyone leave? And you're like, nope, just Robon's in there just screaming to himself. Are those some cool stuffies?
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace.
She has the best stuffies. She certainly does. It's like she's enjoying some dessert. Those are the biggest fucking sugar cubes I've seen in my life.
Not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees.
Or maybe that's just how they drink their tea or coffee, right? They fill it to the brim with 12 cubes of sugar and then pour it. Then pour it in.
The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid...
So again, when she speaks of the monetarists, that's that other Lalafell with the curly mustache that always looks like he's up to no good. He's a monetarist, correct? And he's up to something, obviously. But now we're figuring out, like, it's become a much broader issue. Like, it sounded like it was just small meddling politics. And now we're realizing there's far more to the monetarists and their desires, I guess.
Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents.
See, she still needs the rich people vote.
This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve.
Yeah, it seems like, she could sign like an executive order type of thing, but, it sounds like it will be far worse if she does that than it currently is.
In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends.
Spread.
For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward...
Didn't JFK have something similar that he said?
Dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here.
Wait, so is she gonna go forward with dissolving the syndicate?
When I make my declaration to the people, chaos
Good for her.
shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
Is that a democracy? Going from the monarchy?
Rauban, Forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
The plan is to dissolve both the Syndicate and the Sultanate. She's stepping down and taking the entire government with her. And then I'm assuming, as she said, leave it to the people who will, I assume, do something. Why is this red? What? I gotta go talk to Yoranger. Looks like I gotta do some trials. Do I have to go talk to? Well, you had gear waiting for me, so I'll leave. I don't see him. Well, there's our friend. Having a cup of tea. Let me join you. Oh, we're getting up so soon. What are we getting here? The Goblin Longsword. Nice things. I was gonna say, thank God those go to my armory. I'm gonna look like a proper knight, eh? Thank you, kind sir. Oh, I can't pat you on the head. Thought that was a thing. I can bow at you, though. There we go. All right, I guess who is all interested in doing... how did you do the pat? Do I have to buy to pat people? All right. Everyone is... Oh, pet. I typed pat. There we go. All right, is everyone ready for a hard mode? All Dragoons so you can see the ARR relic weapon. Gonna need to unlock them first, I think. I gotta unlock them. So let's see. I can't just go... I can't go to the duty. Go to trials. I have the Horror Eater. Right, so I think it was these three, right? It was the Bowl of Embers, the Navel, and the Howling Eye. And you're right, I do not have them... I don't have any with hard mode. But now I gotta go find... I gotta go unlock them. By speaking with a lovely man named Horanger. Wherever he may be. It's... You know what, so it's weird, right? Because... You know, I am here. Like, you know, you go in here, and it doesn't tell you anything. So go to the Waking Sands. Like, it never told me I had to go there, which sucked. Where is my Waking Sands? Wasn't that Little Alamigo? Horizon. Thank you. There you are. What are you riding, a broomstick or something? Not the best driving music, I'm gonna be honest here. In here? Did you escape my grasp somehow? You like went somewhere and then I lost you. Where did you go? Waking Sands. Oh, you went. I could have sworn you went into that building. I did, and then I left. Oh, okay. So I wasn't losing it. I was paying some proper attention. Am I going into the solar? The solar plexus? Infilia. Recurring problem. Is that the one that I want to do? This is right, I think. Okay. I love how there's no reward for it. How would you ever know to do this, though? Like, I mean, I guess in retrospect of, like, this is sort of the place to go of you know, hey, if you don't know where to go to your main city or go to where, you know, the main people were hanging out. I'm sure they'd have something, right? Still work to do. The ultimate weapon's destruction would seem as served to embolden the Beastmen, who now seek to call down their gods once more. When this was current content, it was likely well known. There's no real indication, though, for yeah. Even as we speak, the Amalja, the Ixal, and the Kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is about the half of it. Much to our dismay, all three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something? Basically, this means the primals will be stronger than they were before. Far, far stronger. Their previous incarnations will seem pale imitations. The beast tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of Ultima Weapon's maiden appearance. You'll remember that as the time it devoured the three primals in one sitting. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak, and alas, due to the losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they are ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us, once more to thee. The aetheric waves that were observed in Mordana do not appear to bear any connection to any beast tribe, and yet more and more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I am loath to send you into the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the primals than you. Will you undertake this mission? I suppose. Then you have my thanks. I truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thancred. With the circumstances as they were, I haven't had the chance to properly express my gratitude. I owe you my life, Bastion. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures have left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger, that I might be able to do right by fellow Scions. but instead I cause you all an end of no grief and suffering. I swear to you, it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties once again. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. And now back to the matter of the primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one step at a time. Yoyanja has the overview of the situation as it stands. Speak with him to receive the guidance on your mission. Okay. Now, where on earth are you going to send me that I need to go and interact with these people? Slafwis? What kind of name is that? Such knowledge I possess the beast tribes and their primals at thy disposal, whether man or beast man. We won't seek power and plunge into the black depths of despair. That doth despair begin with the Amalja, who have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. I just talked with... Why do they give no rewards here? This sucks. So now do you want me to go talk with Thancred? Are these it? They're not. That looks about right. You're gonna give me some flame seals. You want me to vanquish Ifrit? It has information that will help me arrange an encounter. Oh, it's like asking for a date, perhaps. You fear the Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. And I would like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldesion insisted I refrain from taking the field that concerns the primals. I know not the workings of it, but it would seem that recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on all the fun, for everybody's sake, I must sit this one out, and instead will focus on gathering and analyzing data. And now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that might be of use to you, so do please pay a visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. Just when the main story was starting to pick up, you get ground to a halt to fight primals. Yeah. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Minfilia's words, but this Ifrit is a far cry from the primal you first defeated. You will want to assemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. Alright, now to the Hall of Flames, which I believe was in Ul'dah. I mean, at least it's not terrible content, though. I'm hoping it's just as simple as go and talk with 3 people who will inevitably tell you, like, go here, fight them. That looks like On Wings of Wind dressed up to see the day. And you only have to do this once. Sergeant Omega! Flame General is heartened to hear you have answered the call. Once per primal at least, and then the extreme locks you can get new mount. Ooh. As we've already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit is returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish. So essentially, they've awakened the primal for each city-state. And you know, we gotta take care of it. But they're gonna be a little harder this time. To get there, you must use the Beastman Aetheryte you found within the depths of Zaharak, the Amalja's stronghold. They've constructed their own Aetheryte from salvaged Aetheryte shards. That being the case, you should be able to use it no problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of this Ifrit is far stronger, facing him with any fewer than 7. So this went from a 4 to an 8er. More primal summoning, and they're tougher because the beast tribes are getting more desperate. This is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. Let's pray for your victory. Okay, so now I've got to go to a new Aetheryte. Little Alamigo. So I'm assuming I'm going to get with this Aetheryte, and then I should be able to just do the fight, I would assume. God, do I ever hate this area. Forgot for a moment again that I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I'm going around it. Really? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That's one thing I sort of hope, if, you know, many years from now, I certainly hope that when they hopefully do another MMO, they make it like WoW, where there is no loading screens, there is no ceiling. You know, you want to fly somewhere, you just go. They'll get there. God, what a fucking terrible place this would be to get to without being able to fly over everyone's head. Far away, my ass. You will not be able to receive all of the following. Do you wish to receive? Yes, I must be maxed out on those. Okay. Are we ready? Say that now, in the next areas they take that ability away and there are snow mountains everywhere. Wait, they take my ability to fly? Is it one of those things just like in WoW, I have to learn how to learn how to fly again or something? I mean, World of Warcraft used to do it so that, like, you know, when you went into a new expansion, it was so like you actually got to see the world. And I appreciated that, right? Because you don't really see the world from, you know, right up at the top. It's a bitch. You gotta gather things called aether currents to get your flight back. It's a bitch. Fucking lovely. Fucking lovely. Yes. Which I don't have a problem with. As long as those aether currents are along the ride. The Bowl of Ember's hard. Five minutes. I think I have fucking 5 minutes. Oh, okay. If you want me to, I can fly around those currents to make your life easier, but it's 100% up to you. You find some in the wild and others come from quests. Okay. So how hard is this? Not hard at all. Like, I'm remembering the old fight. I'm assuming they're gonna add a couple of new things, but he fought, you'd throw a nail, everyone had to fight the nail to make it disappear, and then you went back to fighting him. That was pretty much it. I'm sure maybe there's more nails this time. Want to stay a little bit further away, obviously, which works for us. Get out of that stuff. Pretty much all the same so far. Die! Oh, nails. Oh god, what's he doing? We all had our NBA Jam moment there. We all went on fire. Oh god, now there's like 2 of them. 3 of them. Oh shit. Be careful, Rowan. Hey! Hey! I think we murdered him. That wasn't bad. A lot more moving around people had to do. Oh, this one has gear. Well, that's nice. The other ones didn't have gear, right? All right, let's check out your, Ooh. I like that outfit. I like the whole outfit, to be honest. But that sure is pretty. That's pretty, Clark. That's pretty. Now, look. I'm gonna be brutally honest here, Rowan. As pretty as that thing is, it isn't a bow within a bow, if you will. Okay? It's not fancy like what I got. Okay? It's not a bow within a bow. You know, a bow with a little bow. But you know, nevertheless, you know, if you want, I can make you glowy versions of the weapons from these primals. We'd have to teach you how to glam. Yeah, that will have to like wait for another time. Look at this big giant box, glowing things. What do we got here? We have a rogue's arm and infernal weapon coffer. I just poorly realized that person was probably waiting for me to roll loot on that. I apologize. You and you're pretty too. Look at you all. Are those wings? What's on your hips? Is that what the ladies grab onto when they feel the, what is it that Homer said when they go for the ride or whatever? The level 60 gear. Okay. Can we leave now? I don't know even if the gear got put in. Okay, so now we finished that. Do I have to go back to the Waking Sands to speak with Urianger again? Tell him I did it. You have 2 more problems on. I'm guessing your fellow Scions will give you those quests. I guess it's hard to know where to go, is that like there wasn't even a quest associated with that, right? So if I were a gambling man, I would say Shola will give you Titan, and Papi Lama or Ida will give you Garuda. They'd likely be in the Waking Sands. You got Ifrit's Harpoon. Nice. All right. Waking Sands. And why am I forgetting where the Waking Sands was? Horizon, right? Thank you. See if we can wrap these 3 up quickly. Or I gotta go head off and pick up Mrs. P and the little guy and beer. I don't think what beer I want to drink all weekend. How are you there so quickly? All right. Let's go on over here. Let's see what you got for me. All right, so we got Poppy Lamo. Into for a Garuda Awakening. Ah, that's a joke. I hear that you've triumphed over Ifrit. I mean, of course there's no less feat than I would expect of a warrior of light, but all done the same. I had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I'm afraid, has also returned. Poppy Lamo. Papa Limo? The Howling Ihard, you'll need to use the rocks. I need to go up to Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Didn't we use the rocks in the first fight against Garuda? Like, doesn't she jump up in the air to do like a gust attack, and you had to hide behind the rock? So that's, you know, Poppy Limo is how you say that one. All right then. So when we previously faced Garuda, it was the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. Well, that storm is a spring breeze to what she's raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. So we must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder chance to discover a Beastman Aetherite leading to the Howling Eye. But before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Helio. Lacroix. And he'll tell us all about this Aetherite. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Papa, not Poppy. Commander Lacroix. Alright, I feel like I was full on... Is there anything good I can buy with these seals? I mean, I'm not really going to go out at the moment and, you know, change out for the 700 that I'm not getting. But obviously I didn't realize that I was that stacked on them. Oh god, I went in the wrong way. Okay, where the fuck am I going here? Just show me on the map. Just take me there. New Gridania. Feel like I can just return there. For free. You know, sometimes I feel like the Novice Network isn't very novice-y anymore. It's just another chat group. Oh, grateful for my aid. As you already know, the accursed Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she's wasted no time unleashing her fists of fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Twelveswood and Coerthas. She must be stopped, and soon, lest lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. The Ixal have constructed an Aetherite within Natalan, a stronghold in the central highlands of Coerthas. This Aetherite will take you to Garuda's tempestuous realm. We owe the discovery to these guardians, who the Elder Seedseer says desired to repay the kindness you showed them. But for the sake of our people, as well as theirs, may the mission be met with success. Okay. I mean, you're talking about Dawnchill stuff, so yeah, wait, what, I am? Teleports. Where did he say? Attune the Aetherite. We're gonna go there. Worthless. Camp Dragonhead. Sure. No, I have monies. Very God, you guys are so quick. I mean, I certainly have no shortage of side quests to be working on if I ever want to just play on my own and or with Cloud and, you know, finally get Red Mage going. Oh, I remember this one. Pardon me. All right, Howling Eye, are we ready? I was curious to if you were gonna go with. I do want to. I've sort of been led to know that that the Red Mage side quest is good to do, like much like all of them. So like if they're good, I would like to try to do them on stream. But you know, then of course that just means, you know, less time playing. But I certainly miss this game. I'm certainly reaching the point of when I'm playing, like, oh, I would like to play on my own here and there, or like off stream, I guess, just to get things going. So you know, we'll have to jump on that. Obviously, are we all ready again? Duty Finder, Howling Eye, hard. My little bread loaf. At least you're not playing with yourself on stream yet, Lothar's yet. I forgot the ready check already. Sorry. Well, I mean, I did ask if we were ready, but I have to remember to do that. How you doing, Lothars? I mean, hasn't Twitch agreed to bring back, you know, booty emotes or whatever, right? So, you know, now that those are available for all, everyone can now just use that now, right? That's always for my most tier 3 wanted peeps. Doing okay, trucks in the shop. Hope it's not too expensive. I hope not either. That always sucks. Hey, party people. Hey, party people. Well, that's good. You did your little test of where you had to put pants on. I'm doing well, my friend. Are you doing anything for the long weekend, Lothars? It is very good. I'm just going to the in-laws, but nothing really overly, you know, planned out. So I'm assuming sort of the same thing as Ifrit. Beat her down. Some rocks are going to appear. Hide behind said rocks. God, that face is fucking terrifying. These rocks, I assume, they're already there for us. Sort of follow where everyone goes. You can't go wrong. Dream Eaters, how are ya? as usual, I would assume, murder the ads. Oh, so like the rocks sort of take a little bit of damage, it looks like. So, like they're probably not ones you want to hide behind. Not in range. Get in range then, you melon heads. Stupid me. I popped out my head. I was like, "Are you gonna do something?" And then she did, but I was upset about it because I missed it. Army's penis. Play that. That turns up everyone's penis. It gets everyone going. Oh, she's churning. She's butter churning here, folks. Stay out of the green. Stay out of the green, Jordan. Sometimes green is good. Sometimes green is bad. I'll make you decide on what it is. So it's stuff like that that is sometimes overly annoying of like in games. I'm not saying like that you should always stick with like just the red and green or red and blue, but to change up something of like where you're used to like, okay, green is good and red is bad. And then throwing that to people like, oh, okay, like maybe you can't have that all the time, I guess. I can't reach up. Yeah, Garuda hard. Not so hard. But, you know. Garuda, I had to move a lotta. Those poetics are good. And young, giving Big Daddy his player recommendations. And now Titan on hard. We got Garuda's Scream and then another coffer weapon. Offered up. So we should be able to finish that up before I have to leave, unfortunately. Hey, I got a useless fucking weapon currently. Leave the duty. All right, so now we are here. I'm assuming we're going back to Horizon. And then talking to someone to open up Titan. Is that pretty much a mainstay for almost most of the classes? DPS-wise, that you will do most damage from behind? Like, I mean, when I read most of my attacks, I don't really read anything that says like, you know, oh, you gotta be from behind. I'm sure they exist, obviously, but I do know, like, from reading attacks for, say, Dragoon, that there are attacks of like attacking from the side or attacking from the back. You know, you do get a little bit of a bonus for doing so. Most melee DPSs have some what's called positional. Certain skills do more damage from behind or from a flank. Okay. Let's make sure you throw in a condom there, Cloud. Alright, finally, Ishtola. He's gonna have us fight Titan. So Ifrit and Garuda now vanquished by my hands, friends' hands. We have earned ourselves a rest, but no luxury time to enjoy it. Pains me to say that Titan is also returned and with a vengeance. As with the case was the Primal Brethren, has grown stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggested that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites, and yet here we are, deceived. We should have known better. The kobolds' subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard crystals without being none the wiser. The vast hoard it must have been. For now, Garuda was the most powerful among the 3 active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped the honor. Their might is determined by 2 factors: the amount of crystals it's got gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear that time for such prudence has run out. We've received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom, and as you might expect, it's addressed to you, the viewer. For previous encounter with Titan, you travel to his Dement by way of Aetheryte, first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. Don't despair, though. We've found another one. You're going to want to speak with Commander Riki at the Maelstrom Command for the deets. Cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsomely strong. See it that we take care of this deal. All right. Now again, what I'm remembering is Titan, when we fought him, he would jump up high in the air, again on normal mode, and come crashing down. And if you were, I think, close enough, it would knock you off the edge. I just don't know how you avoid such a thing, one of those deals. Okay. Is that who you want me to talk with? No. In that Titan spot, eh? Alright. Enough with the jokes. Alright, Lord of Crags has returned, more ferocious than ever. Yeah, I'm sure. So where are we heading here, my friend? Where would you like me to go teleport so that we can deal with this guy in the navel, if you will? Make all haste. Presence emboldens the kobolds, and only a matter of time before they move in for a force against us. Let the navigator guide you on that way. Alright. What's the closest spot we can get here? Camp Overlook. For our final one. Timing looks good. So this is a pretty little area. Well, now it's not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Hamilton looks like. No word of a lie. All these steel dildo manufacturers just everywhere. Really? God damn it. Send me into these mines? What if these people want to reach out and touch me? Jordan makes the merchandise. Do I? Fucking fakedoors.com. Are you kidding me? What if I am the merchandise? What about that? What about that? Another wonderful area to just stumble in and out of. Ooh, an elite priest. Look at you. Oh, I have some things here for my to collect. They're in the area. Maybe I'll possibly stay here. Okay. Everybody happy here? We're all ready. Are you ready? No, I don't want to open up my journal, you penis. Duty finder. The navel. Look at that happy fellow. Lothards, you would know. What else is Neo playing outside of Final Fantasy 14? Because he's making. I mean, I know he plays games much more often than I do, of when he's playing something. So he's probably playing Final Fantasy 14 2 or 3 times a week, as opposed to me once a week if I'm lucky. Was he not liking Trails of Berseria? I feel like that's the second Trails game, or sorry, yeah, no, is it Tales? That he sort of is not liked. So he's mainly playing 14. Okay, makes sense. Shane just gotten rocked. So you can just step all the way back. It's just, I guess if you're too far close to him, he fucks your day up there, right? Till daybreak. Yeah, that I love his countdown every time. I love it. I don't want to stand in the red would be my guess either. Music goes hard, but not as hard as Garuda's. Ow! Well, that left the mark. You. Oh, God. This guy's a little more difficult. I don't know what rocked me there, though. I honestly couldn't tell you. Whatever it was, it tickled. 'Cause I thought again, it could have been one of those weird things of like just at the time, you know, I might have just missed the lag spot right there. Like, you know, it was one of those things. Like, you know, I probably just got stuck into it. And he, like, again, what's Daybreak? About 45 days out, I think, from his Twitter count. Like, so, if I'm looking at that, he probably doesn't want to start something big at the moment. Yeah, you know, and with summer coming up, you don't want to get stuck in an RPG and, you know, all hell's gonna break loose, right? That was a little bit tougher. I do wonder what I did wrong. I think I just got stuck in that little spot there. I think it happened. All right, so now we're gonna go back to Horizon, not Gridania, you goofball. Boo 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 doo 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 doo. Sometimes shit just happens. You got murked by. Yeah, I think that was the thing of like, you don't really have a lot of time to make a decision of where to go on that. And I think I chose the wrong way. And, you know, obviously it looked like I got hit by about 3 of those. And, you know, it happens. And you don't really have the time to move. And that's okay. I got raised. All was well. I haven't played Fallout 4 DLC, so yeah, I mean, everyone's playing that now from the show and everything, right? I did, I don't know if you were here before, but I did say that I got, it's called The Tale of Two Wastelands. I don't know if you've heard of it, Lothars, but it's a huge mod that combines Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas into one giant game. So I got that all said and done, like sort of ready if I want to stream it, play it. Haven't really touched, like I touched a little bit of it just to make sure that everything worked, but I'm led to believe it's like everyone says it's a really good way to play it. So like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I guess, were made by 2 different companies, or like one's Obsidian, one's Bethesda, but everyone loves New Vegas, and New Vegas runs a little bit better. So what the mod does is essentially makes Fallout 3 run off of the New Vegas engine, and then you know, fixes a few problems, obviously some mods making, you know, quality of life and everything easier. Shit. I'm assuming I'm going to him? Or do I just have to go to what's her face? Oh, she's not here anymore, is she? Isn't she at Rising Stones now or something? Guess we'll see. I mean, I never honestly played any of them. So, yeah, so she's now at Revenant's Toll now, right? I'm always getting those all combobulated. Rising Stones with, you know, the other one. Guess we'll find out. We did do all 3. So hopefully, do not be in red. That's what I'm asking. That was good. We having to do 3 of those things out of nowhere is pretty okay. Good. It's open for busyness. Alrighty, she's considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. And then of course, like if I like it, I mean, like then I can play, well, maybe eventually Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 just got like some giant update about like texture packs and widescreen, all this stuff, right? Now they gotta nail it on the show. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect any other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenacious at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, as Ascendant, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, but we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn, and then, that's when we would look over to our right and see, yes, the person who deals with all of our problems, the Warrior of Light! There it is. The ever-steadying hand who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Well, if there have been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah. Well, as expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their high-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice to say, Talidiji Adilabadu Gagabadi and his Monrith ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue executive effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the unforeseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We've matters here well in hand. Moenbride's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Yuryanja is poring on over his tomes in the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an aetherial blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, only a matter of time. Bastion, while we focus on that task, mayhaps you could assist Alphanode and his braves with theirs. It would do much to restore the faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as seeing Riol's latest report. Proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you're finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Alright. It's sounding like things are about to pick up. But unfortunately, I'm hitting that moment where I've got to bounce out. So unfortunate. I wish I had a little bit more time today. But next week I'm off. So I'm hoping to squeeze in 4 streams next week. So I wanted to throw it off to you guys because I know this might irk a few people. I know that next weekend is the long weekend for you Americans. Is there a best day to play Final Fantasy XIV next week? I will be streaming. I come home Monday, so unfortunately I don't think, even if I do come home, I probably won't be streaming Monday, so that's why I say Tuesday to Friday. So if you guys want to let me know of a day that sort of works sort of for everyone. If for my own sanity, biscuits, I might do 2 days of 14, but also, to be fair, the quicker I would maybe finish something like a Cold Steel also means more time for Final Fantasy. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, well that's good to know then. I might look into something like that. And I've been sitting here doing it Fridays every goddamn day. All right. Well, without further ado, my friends, thank you very much for joining me. It was fun, and I might play Monday if it does come to that. So I'll let you guys know in the Discord if you want to play Monday. Cloud, are you off on Monday? I know it's a holiday for us, but I'm not sure if you're like me. Oh, you're going to the Jays game. Okay, I couldn't remember if you said Sunday or Monday. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, any day works next week. Tuesday and Thursday are just generally better because less meetings. Okay. Everyone gets 2 dabs. All right. Well, I'm going to bounce. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. I will be back. Schedule. I'll try to get to you. I have internet. Biscuits. So I'll try to get it to you Saturday, Sunday-ish morning or something. But it shouldn't be a problem. It's not like I'm going to Florida again. So, no matter how much my son tells me he wants to go back. But I'll be back as Kenny Omega says it's time for me to bounce out and say goodbye and good night. Bang. Yeah, we're out. We'll see you Tuesday.
Oh, you stepped on my penis!
The best kind of penis to be stepped on. Bye-bye, everybody. You're welcome. See ya.